So about 3 months ago, around about Christmas time, just before Christmas actually, I set out my financial goals for 2024. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing that against what I believe I should be at. Now, when I think back, what I did is I gave myself very, very simple goals. I gave myself one big goal and then a couple of goals to go underneath it. But really, all I was really interested in was the one big goal. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. Now, loads and loads of things have changed in the last 3 months, including where I put my money, and I'll talk to you about that in a sec. But I've got the piece of paper in front of me here, and it is literally on a piece of paper. I couldn't, you know, obviously I'm not going to put it on something fancy. Here we are with the financial goals for 2024. So if we remember and if we cast our minds back, we had one main goal, which was to save 20k in 50 weeks. And we were going to do that through the 200 envelope challenge. So the idea was that I'd save £402 a week, or £1,608 for a 4-week month, or 2010 in a 5-week month. What I was going to do was the largest one and the smallest one, and that didn't quite happen. So what we got here is my 200 envelope challenge, and as you can see, I've been mostly focusing on the numbers on the bottom. So here's a better look of it. Hopefully you've been keeping up with it on my YouTube shorts. I mostly post them every other day at the moment, just because I don't actually have enough money to do one every day. But I've been primarily focusing on the bigger ones at the bottom, just because I feel like life will get easier and easier. And while I'm not necessarily, I'm kind of doing like 15 envelopes a month, and while I'm not like bashing through it, I still have all of these small ones available. Now I do have some other side goals, and I'm not necessarily talking about them today, but what I did have is a cat emergency fund, which is in an Onyx, and I completed that recently with my patrons, so that is done. Australia fund is now no longer an Australia fund, it's just a generic holiday fund. A tattoo fund, which I wanted 1k, and I've actually raided that. This is why these sort of side goals are less important, because they just chop and change all the time. But this main goal for 20k will never change. I wanted a year of car insurance, and I don't want that now, because it literally is no cheaper for me to pay monthly, so I'll just pay monthly. And then I wanted a month ahead, which I am working on. And then also Merry Cashmas. And on the back burner, I wanted to finish the 6k, which I have finished the 6k, and also finish the 4.5k, which I am working on. And you're going to see a bit of that today. So let's remove her, because as I said, we are only really looking at the 20k. So I've got my notebook, and this was kindly gifted to me by somebody from my Amazon wish list. And what we're going to do is we're going to work out how far we've done. Right, I'm going to move this here, and I'm going to move my face here. So first of all, we are looking at the goal, which is 20k in 50 weeks. So basically where we should be is £20,000 divided by 12. Okay, 1,666. So that's how much we should have per month. So we're at Q1 check-in, so that's 3 months in. So we should have 4,999. So we should have 5k. So that's kind of where we're aiming for if we want to say that we're on track. So the money is in a lot of places, and I'll talk to you about why it's in so many different places, but we've got this saved up in a lot of ways. So first of all, it is in cash, and that is in my 4.5k challenge. So she looks like that, and we do her in a video every Saturday at the moment, and we've just finished the Save 100 and Save 2000. So she's looking pretty healthy. Then I have my LISA, which is something in the UK. Government, I think, will top up 25% of whatever you've put in. So if you max out at 4k, you get an extra £1,000. So we've got my LISA, and then we've got my NatWest. So NatWest is a relatively high interest savings account that I've got. The other thing I've got is my ISA, which I put £10 into a week. So there's also premium bonds. So premium bonds is something that I've recently done. I have been a big boy and made a decision about it. So essentially what I did is I had all of my money into different Bonzo pots, gaining about 4% interest. So I was getting quite good interest on them. However, the way I see it is that 4% interest is lovely, but this money that I'm saving up is a very short-term thing. I'm hoping to spend it as soon as possible on a house. So long-term, 4%, lovely. Short-term, it's not going to be that much money. However, premium bonds is another thing where you can put in up to £50,000 in there. You don't gain any interest on the money in that account, but you get entered into draws every single month. So you can win sort of £150, you can win like all sorts of amounts. And for every £1 that you put in, that's one entry in. You can make £1 million, you can win £1 million. It's kind of like the lottery. So in those accounts, you could potentially get nothing forever. You could never win anything. And that's the risk you take, but you will never lose money. So for me, in a short-term savings thing, maybe if I did win £1 million, like why not? So I've put a lot of my money into there, so I'll share that with you. And that was not financial advice, by the way, bestie. That's just something that I've decided to do, like based off of my own research. It may be the completely wrong thing for you. So we're going to add all of that up together and go through it. But we also saved last year. So we've got to take away what we saved last year because it's all in the same pot. So if we remember from last year, we saved £21,234.06. So that's how much we saved last year. And then I have an emergency fund, which is part of that as well. So emergency, my emergency fund is 6k. Everything's all jumbled up and I'm not going to show you live screen recordings. I'm hopefully going to have some pictures up, but let's get into it. So the first thing I'm doing is going to count all the cash I got because this is like the most complex bit, right? So I'm not going to count all of the placeholders. We're just counting the cash that I've got because the placeholders are all accounted for. So looking at it, we have got in Save 200, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we've got £60 in there, so £40 away from finishing that. I love it. And obviously on Friday, I believe, I think on Friday you're going to see a consolidation anyway. So in the Save 250, we've got 20, 30, 45. And then in the Save 300, oh, look at all of this. Lovely. We've got 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85. So 85 in there. And then in the Save 400, this feels like a lot. Again, the placeholders are all accounted for. 20, 30, 45. And then in the Save 500, oh, she feels chunky. Right, that's because of the placeholders. 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90. And the final one, and I feel like we're getting really close of her, but it's not. We've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 25, 30, 230. So that's all the cash we have for like my future home at the moment. So we had 60, 45, 85, 45, 90 and 230. That's 555. So 555 in cash. Now, LISA. So the LISA's got last year's money in it plus £4,000 that I've tipped into it for this year. So the new tax year just started. So I just maxed out and put 4k in straight away. So the LISA currently has 11,762.89. That is 2 full £4,000 years and a little bit from the year before. So I didn't save up all of that money. It's probably about 2.5, no, maybe 2,200 that is in interest. So lovely. Then in the NatWest, I was about to say loan then. God, it's been a while since I had a loan. In the NatWest savings account, I've been doing £150 every month, and at the moment it's at 1,541.45. So it's getting up there, and I think the maximum you can have in there is 5k. And then in my ISA, that's £10 a week, and I've been getting a little bit of interest on that now that it's getting more. 483.74. So absolutely wonderful. I really like that. I don't know how to get the money out, but still I've got it. And then in my premium bonds account, I have got £30,000. So that is made up of all of the little saving challenges that I've done. It's got a lot of my emergency fund in there. It's got a lot of everything in there. So I've also got in my Monzo account, I've got the mini emergency. So that's money that I've got like immediately. So if I had an emergency that costs more than £1,000, it can wait a day or so while I take it out of premium bonds. But I've got £1,000, a mini emergency, and it's in like a Monzo pot. That's £1,000 there. But anyway, let's get the calculator and start adding this bad boy up. So first of all, we've got 555 in cash. We've got 11,762.89 in my LISA. We've got 1541.45 in my NatWest Not Loan savings account. And then in my ISA, I've got 483.74. And then in premium bonds, I've got £30,000. Wow. And in my mini emergency fund, I've got £1,000. That makes up 45,343.08. So that's a lot of money, but we're trying to work out how much we saved so far this year. So we've got to take off what we saved last year, which is £21,234.06. And then we're also taking off £6,000. So that's not right. There's no way. Let me do that again. Yes, it is right. 18,109.02. How is that right? Because I know I've saved up a lot in the 200 envelope challenge, but I think we're at about 12. So where's that other the 6K challenge? Okay, so what this means, bestie, is that I am... What does it mean? This means that I'm closer to my goal 3 months in than I thought I was. And I know I had a really good Christmas last year, so I put so much money towards this, but this is absolutely insane. So I should have, at this point, £5,000 saved up for my home. And I've got £18,109.02. Do you know what? I forgot about Simon and Gracie because that's £1,000. So I've got 17,109.02. But still, bloody hell. For those of you who are sat at home or on the train, on the way to work, on the bus, driving, I fully support you driving while watching YouTube videos, by the way. Absolutely so safe. But for those of you who are watching right now and are saying to themselves, good for you, good for her, but literally that will never be me. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I could barely sleep at night. I was so in debt. It was monopolizing every part of my life. Every waking thought was about how am I going to get through today? Like, what if, you know, I can't afford my train ticket home or whatever? Like, it consumed my life. And I know there's a lot of you watching today and thinking there is no way out of this. Bestie, a great budget and a even better attitude and stick with itness, you can do this too. And you can do it in such a short frame of time. I am absolute living testament that when you are really get hyper focused about just making your dreams come true and doing it not just for your family and your loved ones and your kids, but doing it for you as an act of self-care is the true, I care about myself and my comfort more than anything else to take care of your financial self. I truly wish that for you. I really, really wish that more people understood that valuing your comfort and valuing your future self is the ultimate form of self-care. Bestie, I wish you luck, and like, if you're in a position right now where you are looking at these numbers and thinking that is just not possible for me, I would have 100% said the same thing a couple years ago. 100%. If I can do it, you can do it, and I truly believe that. Whew. Hi guys, and non-binary pals, thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. I feel like a little bit emotional. In a really, really big way. It's not just me that has nearly smashed my year's goal. It's not just me, we've done it together. You've been with me every step of the way, like every step of the way, and I really can't thank you enough. I know I do regular videos and I'm keeping upbeat and stuff like that, but sometimes it's really, really difficult. Sometimes, like especially when I was moving that money into that premium bonds account, I realized I had £30,000 in my normal account. I was like, Maybe if old Ira stepped in a little bit and just went fuck it and bought a 30 grand holiday, wouldn't that feel great? But the thought of telling you that stopped me from doing it. So I just thank you for being my conscience, and thank you for supporting me, because I can't do it without you, and I just appreciate everything you do for me. Have you considered becoming a channel member or a patron? Patrons get exclusive content, sneak peeks, and significant discounts off my Etsy store. Channel members get early access to every single video. In fact, they've seen this video long before you have, bestie. If you like the sounds of those perks and you like the sound of me, have a look at the link in the description. You will not regret it, bestie. Until the next check-in, which will be in 3 months' time. So we'll be doing it in January, February, March, April, May, June. So we'll be doing it in June. What is my life going to look like in June? Hopefully I saved up the other 2K. And until that video, I would like you to have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful budget. Always remember, don't trust Ira. And bestie, I think it's time to share with you the milestones playlist. I know we achieved 9K very, very recently, but I need to put my cats through college, and you know, I need to get more subscribers to do that. So we are on the hunt for 10K, the elusive 10K, and I'd love your support with it. So have a look at that, comment, share, like, do all of that stuff, and help me get there, bestie. Here's the playlist.